Yo, what's up? Uh, Again, we're not gonna be here for long. Again, I have I can't talk for very long nowadays, so yeah, by the way, there's not been a lot of uploads again because my hard drive exploded. It actually doesn't work anymore, so I lost a bit of files there. I lost my ladies and gentlemen cards. I think I need to re-download it again, and I lost all my B-roll, so like I'm reusing the ones that I already have. You probably saw it in my most recent video, but I just downloaded a run video I did and turned that into B-roll. uh it's such a shame. It's such a shame. I had like 5 new B-roll videos in the ready too. That sucked. I'm probably gonna be here for like an hour, 30 minutes or so. Nah, I think I'm gonna be here for an hour. If I still don't finish the fight in an hour, I'm gonna have to end the stream. I have no choice. Sorry, guys. There will be no payoff if I don't clear this. But it is just pure fiction. Generally, pure fiction is like I don't want to say it's the easiest. It's the most straightforward one. Like if you get a team for pure fiction, you pretty much can just auto it. Like there's in Apocalyptic Shadow, there's a bunch of strats. Like you can't just auto the fight usually. And then Memories of Chaos, it's a thick wall of HP that you like. You still need strategizing for those two modes, right? But Pure Fiction is way too straightforward that it doesn't really end up being the most fun. Let's just say that. Anyway, time to change. All right. Ahem. All right, let's get on with this. Wait, is the game audible? No, it's not. Okay, it's audible now. All right. So, key to the fiction, pure fiction. Hold on, let me just do that. All right, pure fiction. Oh, by the way, who was the? Someone joined my membership. Hold on. Let me get back to it. Alice Gorichon, thank you for the membership. I can't see it on my account doc for some reason, so I had to read it on this screen. It went away. Thank you, Alice Gorichon, for becoming a waiver. Anyway, let's go with this. Flame Reaver. Oh Jesus. Okay, it's the same thing. Just do an AoE skill and you get like a bunch of points. I guess I could use a Glaya. I mean, what are the buffs even? Hold on. After allies use skills to attack enemy targets, gain 5 grit value for every enemy target. That's pretty standard. During Surging Grit, all ally skills do not consume skill points. After characters use skill or ultimate... Oh, this was the last one, wasn't it? During Surging Grit, when ally uses their skill, consumes HP. Then after using skill, restores... This was also from the last time. During Surging Grit, increases break damages when... Yeah, okay. This was the first pure fiction with grit buffs, no? Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen all of these before. Yeah, this looks, yeah, okay. So for Aglaya here, I mean, there's really not... I guess I'm not gonna use Aglaya for this one. Okay, let me just use, what the fucking has, well, I guess I could use Rappa. Well, yeah, I don't have Fugue though. Whatever, let me just use Jade, Lingsha, Sunday, Ribby. That's the easiest team in the world. I wish there was a DOT buff, but well, you know how it is. Okay, this is good for DOT, so let's just do this. And yeah, well, it's just PF3. I don't really need like too in-depth team building, so I'll just use. Yeah, I guess this works. If this doesn't work, then DOT is just way too cooked this stage of the game. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, this looks fine. Yeah, this looks fine. Okay. Wait, which side is Flame Reaver? Whatever, I'm not even gonna question it.
Sound linger. Make a wish.
Just auto this.
Eternal.
It's PF3, it's not that serious, guys.
Enjoying yourself?
Time to say bye.
A boom.
Boom.
This is actually looking kinda okay for some reason.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Yeah, this is looking kinda good for some reason. I don't know. Nice. If there's anything you can... Like, you can say DOT is way too expensive for its returns, but... It's always been kind of at least good in AoE like this. Like, in Pure Fiction, it's always been kind of just, yeah, okay, they're fine here, but... Everywhere else is a coin toss if DOT is gonna be good or not. In situations like this, it's fine. Honestly, they're just okay, right?
Time to say bye. Boom.
Ill fate descend.
Stand still.
Because it's very threshold based, because as you can see, if I could one-shot them as they enter the field, I get like a lot of action value out of that.
Time to say bye.
A lot of action value saved, I mean.
Ill tidings manifest.
And like that, it's just
Beneath the water
really...
lies an
It's
endless
kind of like
abyss.
counter. So, you know. But you don't need the enemies to attack, that's pretty cool, right?
All will be swept away by the wind.
This is an E2 run, May, so like, don't be too surprised.
No matter.
Oh jeez, it's not these guys again. Bro,
still.
please just die.
Human creations. Ill fate descends. Component damage.
Nice. Oh, the grit also action advances. I don't think that happened last time. I'm not sure.
Time to say bye.
Damage.
Boom.
Converge and awaken. Ill tidings manifest.
Yeah, okay. Can DOT 40k?
Beneath the waters lies an
Probably
endless
not.
abyss.
There's not enough remaining cycles, I'll be
Ill
honest.
fate descends.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Yin and yang.
You see, DOT
Didn't hurt.
DOT is one of the archetypes in this game
Boom.
that
No matter.
I really think DOT could have been
Human creations.
a much better archetype than it is now, or at least a more interesting one. Because they just ignored everything basically. Like,
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
what really can you do with an archetype if you're not gonna release new characters for it? So it's just like, okay, I guess we're here.
Enjoying
I
yourself.
guess this is our destiny, isn't it?
Mind your manners.
Time to say bye. Boom.
That's kind of cool, right? Is that 50% health?
Enjoying yourself.
That
All
is
will
so
be
much
swept
bleed,
away by the
holy.
wind.
Ill tidings.
Yeah.
Converge and awaken.
Yeah, that was
Creations.
Oh, it's 33k, I guess. Okay, time for this team to make up for that.
Incense ascent. There's a good child.
I can't auto this. Sunday is too stupid.
Give an inch and they'll take a mile. Don't let me down.
Sunday's AI is just way too bad for this type of team, unfortunately, so I have to do this.
Bending the rules.
Seek and you shall receive. Serenity is before
Oh my god. I hate Sunday so much. Why did he auto-target that? Oh no.
guide you on your path.
That was not what I was trying to do.
Time for a lesson.
Sunday, you're such a dumbass.
The truth. Everything in this world is bleeding. We? There's no backing out now. For me or you. Who's the little backstabber?
Bro, I hate this trash can. Holy. Why did he have to stay around for that?
May the foul stench just be up your
Should
body.
kill, right? Yeah, there we go. This should kill, right? Yep, there we go. This will kill too. No, it didn't. Okay.
To doubt farewell.
Time to cleanse the filth. Bending the rules.
This is when you follow up, Jade, okay? Don't do it when, like, there's only one enemy left and your stats are dead.
Have it. There's no backing out now. For me or you. Who's the little backstabber?
Is it coming? Hiding the west wind. Away we go!
Yeah, this is a 40k if I've ever seen one.
Allow me to purge the root of the problem. Be of your body and mind.
I have no idea why that one-shotted, but
The truth
I'm going to
burns
take it.
Everything in this world is bleeding. Self-inflicted misery.
Hello, Celestial.
Loose
Can we
on
see your Jade build afterwards? I'm kind of ashamed of my Jade build.
I'll overcome the thorns.
Not very good.
Serenity is before me.
I definitely have not hit the relic caverns that much for her.
Bending the rules. Time for a lesson.
This really isn't a good Jade.
We? There's no
I'm
backing
gonna
out
be
now.
honest. This
For me or
is a bit of a mid Jade, I'd say.
Watch closely.
You would think after like
It's coming.
after I farmed 1,000,000 Aglaya pieces that I would get a poet for Jade, but
This mortal
hasn't happened
watch over
yet.
you and guide you on your path.
Be of your body and mind. Who's the little backstabber?
Nice, thanks
The
for
truth
that.
burns. Everything in this world is bleeding. Self-inflicted
Yeah, this guy's cooked. This was not his. This is not his matchup, man.
bad.
Yeah, that was. This is not his day, bro. This is not.
To doubt farewell.
May the foul stench dissipate. Time to cleanse the filth. Bending the rules.
He's dead. Yep, there we go. He's dead. Okay. PF3 done. Now for PF4. Oh, thanks. Let's see. I wonder what the weakness types are. Surely it can't be imaginary and quantum. Yep, god damn it. Okay. Oh, It's Kafka though. Okay, I guess I could use Yunli then. You know what? I'm gonna use this comp. Okay, this second side definitely works. Let me look at my Yunli. It's okay. Fine. This is fine too. I think we're good. Are we? I think Tribby should be here. Like she, yeah. This looks fine. This looks fine. Ah. Would this be better than this one though? Okay. Not gonna use RMC's technique because it delays. So we're just gonna do this. Okay. Oh, you're kidding me. It's the red bugs? You can go to hell, man. Oh, you're going to hell.
A blade knows no mercy. Your end approaches.
These devs need to go to hell, man. Dude. This sucks. Hold on.
Is it coming?
This really sucks. Wow, I don't know if this is gonna... I don't know if this team is gonna make it. I think I'm gonna reset. Yeah, I think this is a little cooked.
Right on time.
I will dispatch you.
Please, Blade.
Fail to send you. That paradise may be unreachable.
Advance forward,
Savor it for
please.
me.
Where's the grit? There it is. Hitting the gritty. Yeah, this is a little too backloaded. I must say, this is a... I do not like this first wave performance. Okay, this should be enough. Yep, that should be enough. Yep, there we go. Okay, I kinda get it now. I need to kill the bug so I could advance for... No, so that guy, that my enemy could advance forward and then I counter them. I think that's the play here. Okay, I have a counter pity, might as well use it, right? While I have buffs. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, I don't really need to do that. Thank you. Please stop hitting the other side. Why are you guys never hitting that? There's two destruction characters right there. Why aren't you hitting them? I really need that Yunli LC, I guess. Oh.
A blade knows no mercy.
I think Blade is dead. Is he dead? Oh no. This is very low IQ gameplay at the moment. Nice, thanks Blade. Okay, now taunt. Ready up the count. Ready up the counter, nice. Then yeah, this is turning really fun, I guess, now. Dude, what is going on? Why? Am I being gaslit?
Savor it for me.
Yunli has not been hit in like... Bro, I hate taunt RNG so much. It's the worst creation in RPGs.
Melt.
Yeah, thanks, Blade.
See through clouds.
Finally. Thank fucking God, finally. That was a stupid move, but you know, I'll take it. Okay, at least Blade has something now, right? Then use this.
Hiding the west wind.
Oh, this delays them though. Oh no. Okay.
Iron is
Well,
hot.
this will also delay him, so I might as well just do this instead.
Yes, you.
Dude, why?
Right on time.
Does Tribi have like a million taunt that I'm not aware of?
Descend to earth.
Okay, Kafka, this should be fat. She's way too late on the turn order. Okay, we're done here. I think we're cooked. RMC's buff is about to fall off, but you know what? At this point, might as well. I don't know what to say.
That paradise may be savor it for
Okay.
me.
I think she's gonna stun me now. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, this is... Oh, I forgot PF Kafka has a different, like, rotation. This, how did RMC die, man? I don't get it. Like, this has to be some practical joke. What are we, some impractical jokers?
Hiding the west wind. Away we go.
Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure this team can can carry that score.
See that one there?
It's just 5k. I'm pretty sure I could like
Lingers.
A day.
Incense
40k this even. This is a overpowered team for pure fiction. Just flat out.
Give an inch and they'll take a mile. Don't let me down.
I wonder how I'm gonna do my EU account with this. There's no fire weakness at all.
Be of your body and mind.
Time for a lesson.
Okay. Ningxia. Okay, Sunday, don't be a dummy.
Bending the rules.
Now we do
The
this.
truth burns everything in this world.
Then we do
is
this. Oh, they're dead. Wow, okay. When is Grit showing up? Come on, Grit.
This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
And this.
Have
You
a
have
deal.
Fugue on the other account? Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not confident.
There's no backing out now.
Is this a crit shot? I think so. I don't remember. I just know it has like high speed.
There's more to life.
I'm not really sure if it's heal or Lingshot because I think I just got a new healer super break healer set, I think. I don't know.
Swept away by the wind.
Okay, well, you know, it's
Serenity is before me.
Allow me to
this team is
protect
way
your
too good.
body and mind.
Time for a lesson. We? There's
Yeah,
no backing
I
out
keep
now.
reviving.
For me or you.
You thought.
Who's
Nice.
the little backstabber?
And then I'll do this.
The truth burns everything in this world. Is bleeding.
Bam.
Self-inflicted misery.
I don't know if I want to try like a Shui clear here, but just because they're quantum weak. I really am not feeling it. I don't think I have enough time either. This is just a really relaxing
Get it
run.
together. Time to cleanse the filth. Enjoying yourself?
overcome the thorns. Torment and doubt farewell. In this mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Be of your body and mind. Time for a lesson.
I really don't know what to say about this
There's no
gameplay. It's
backing out
just
now, for me or you.
this team really shouldn't work at all. It's a healer as a driver, for God's sake.
The truth, for everything in this world.
It defies a certain logic that this is possible. Like it's
Eternal.
it's definitely not standard for your DPS to do for your DPS to also be the healer. That in Star Rail, that definitely was a bad idea.
There's no backing out now, for me or you. Who's the little backstabber?
Jade is still the DPS, kinda. I mean, look at Lingsha. She's doing at least 25% of the team's damage.
Serenity is before me.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Be of your body and
Like
mind.
130 skill, and then
Allow me to purge the root of the problem. Time
to be fair, it's the
fulfill.
grit,
Time
like
for
adding
rest.
additional damage, and so she,
The
you know,
truth burns
you see
clear
it's
as a
kind of
flame.
matching.
Everything in this world is bleeding. Bending the rules.
Holy shit.
Time for a lesson.
Gallagher is still goated though.
Lose some, win some.
Every petal and
I
all
think-
will be swept away by the wind.
I think a lot of people are starting to
Let me down.
I've heard the call.
get off,
Doubt farewell.
not get off, like
This mortal form.
they're starting to board,
And guide you on your path.
they're starting to get away from the Gallagher bandwagon, but Gallagher is still fucking
Bending
awesome.
the rules. There's no backing out now, for me or you. Who's the little backstabber?
Oh, these guys actually attack. Oh, this is way more fun than the real Flame Reaver fight. Holy.
May the
Yeah,
foul
okay.
stench
Yeah,
dissipate
I see. This is a really good boss.
Self-inflicted misery. The truth
I think-
burns everything in this world.
I think I'm gonna make a video about like the enemy designs, because I feel like I need to.
Serenity is before me.
Allow me to purge the root of the
I feel like we need to appreciate the recent enemy designs. I think they're really good. Like Nikador is really fun. Like there's
Eternal.
the old enemy designs of Star Rail generally lean to like being HP sponges with not many mechanics, while now you can, you know, compensate for their HP just by
Have a deep. There's no backing
fulfilling
out now.
mechanics. And I think Nikador is the prime example of how a good enemy design could be. I really like it.
Time to cleanse the filth.
That's all I'm saying.
Who's the little backstabber?
Seek and you shall receive. Torment and doubt farewell.
Be of your body and mind. Self-inflicted
And also, I
The
oh, fuck,
truth burns
I mistimed that.
everything in this world is bleeding.
they really cooked with Hule.
Watch over you. and guide
Hule
you on
is
your
the
path.
best boss in the game, I think. The Apocalyptic Shadow version, not the
Every petal and all will be
annoying
swept away by
HP
the
wall
wind.
version.
Bending the rules.
Recently, the enemy designs I've been really liking, and I think I need to like. We can't all just be pointing out the flaws of Star Rail. I think they need, you know, when they do good stuff like this, like when they do good fight design, they deserve a bit of credit, right?
The truth burns clear as everything in this world.
And the recent bosses with, you know, Hule, Flame Reaver, Nikador, there's, honestly, I like all of them. I much prefer them over the old bosses.
Bad. Bending the rules. There's no backing out now, for me or you. Who's the little backstabber?
My issue with Hule is he has too many attacks. Well, that's part of the mechanic, right? You could still sustainless it, funnily enough. It's just... if you want to beat Hule at AS, you need to be like really precise with your timing. You can't just break Hule whenever you want.
The truth
So if you end up dying to Hule, it's mostly your fault.
is bleeding.
And that's good design. Like,
This mortal form.
the Hule fight is...
Guide you on your path.
his HP is really low. Like, the wolves...
Bending the rules.
the HP is pretty low enough that you can, you know, clear with most DPSs in the game. And it basically all just comes down to I know when to break Hule and I know when to kill the ads. That's pretty much what it comes down to, and that's good. You know, like, it's not a thick wall of HP, it's just, hey, this boss will kill you if you do not fulfill its mechanics, which is a lot better than just, hey, I have a lot of HP, if you don't fulfill my mechanics, I lose HP. No, this guy is, if you don't know his mechanics, he will kill you. He will try to kill you. Unless you're like My Day or Blade, he will absolutely try to end your life. Which I think is fairly missing from bosses these days. Like, if you don't fulfill their mechanic, you should be in danger of dying. Not in danger of not clearing just because there's too much HP. I think I prefer that more. Leak stuff has no Doom posting, but I don't know if that's an okay topic for this stream. I don't really care. The thing about leaks is... I released my Cypher and Hyacine pre-releases, and they changed so much from version 1 that I'm starting to realize now why I never wanted leak content in my channel in the first place. Because this shit is permanent, so... I really don't want to delete that video because you know, that video where it's like Cypher looking over but what if, and then it won't, with the Jiao Cho Chud Chud Jack image. That's fun. So like, now that I look at those videos, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna do this, then it doesn't really help anybody, doesn't it? Like, it's good for discussion and it's good for engagement and it does well, like, in revenue-wise, but it doesn't really help anybody that I make those videos because they change so much. I mean, I guess I could look at it from a different angle, right? Like, when version 5 comes around, I can look at the first impressions again, and then just make another video talking about what changed and how much the first impressions changed from the version 5. Let me just might as well farm. Not this. I meant the relic thing. Yeah, there we go. I know that Cypher has become really strong in terms of damage, but is her stack generation in Pure Fiction on par with Jiao Cho for Acheron? Not really. Here's the thing.
Time to cleanse the film.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Jiao Cho isn't reliant on his signature.
Guide you on your path.
Like, there's a million options he can use, and he would still output like similar performance. But
All lies shall be revealed.
the thing with Cypher is that it's really difficult for her to generate a stack without her signature or her E1.
Is bleeding.
Because in a case of like Pure Fiction, well, I guess in Pure Fiction it's a lot easier than the other modes, but
Like a wisp of silk.
in the case of like MOC,
All lies shall be revealed.
let's say you do Cypher's skill and then it marks an enemy, they get inflicted with resolution, right? So you need to... and if you attack the target with her skill, she does the follow-up attack. The problem with this is you need the enemy to move to apply pearls again. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like wait for that follow-up attack? Like, are you gonna wait for the enemies to move first before attacking that enemy? And it's just way too much without her signature or E1. But in the case of like pure fiction,
Time for resolution.
you put a debuff on the enemy, and if the enemy dies, then, you know,
Like a wisp of
the debuff gets removed. So you can still use pearls if you can one-shot the enemy.
Be of your body and mind.
So in PF,
Farewell.
it varies, right?
Over you and guide you on
And
your
also,
path.
so fragile, like a wisp
it also relies on, you know, trends. You know, that preservation light cone.
Thus our fates become one. All life
The
will
showcases people are using for that is using
so
March
fragile,
7th.
like a wisp of silk.
Preservation. You could use, I guess you could use Aventurine theoretically.
All life shall be revealed.
But the problem with okay, let me illustrate this. Hold on. The problem with those showcases is that it's using this PF, right? And if you look at this buff, during Surging Grit, all ally skills do not consume skill points. Akron and Cypher are both SP negative if you want to run them as DPSs. Cypher can use basic attacks sometimes, but her skill actually hits pretty decently. Like, it's a decent part of her damage because it's blast. So a lot of people doing showcases on this PF don't notice that Akron and Cypher is really SP negative. And so if you tried to run like March 7th Preservation, who constantly wants to keep using her skills to apply a shield to herself, it's not realistic outside of this buff. And in the case of like a Flame Reaver, where it's AoE but the enemies don't move, sure, Jiaoqiu isn't gonna generate a stack, but your Trans Light Cone Preservation isn't gonna be either. So like, Cypher should still be better though for like a Flame Reaver. Like any single target scenario, Cypher should be better. But you know, it's comp dependent, right? Like, it's not that straightforward. Because another thing too that I find interesting is, where's my Akron here? Say if you have like Akron, pretend Gunaifen is Jiaoqiu, and Tribi. This is usually your best team. Put Aventurine there, whatever. And the new characters are, imagine Shui is Cypher, right? And then Lingsha is Hyacinth. Hyacinth is the new best sustain because Aika attacks enough and Hyacinth is fast enough to generate as much stacks as Aventurine without the need of getting hit with enemies. Like, Aventurine is very enemy AI dependent, in the sense that if there's a lot of AoE attacks, he's really good at generating stacks, but in a case of not many attacks, he kind of falls off in stack generation. Especially with S1. So in Hyacinth's case, she's a lot more consistent than Aventurine. She's not reliant on enemy AI because she's just way too fast, and Aika attacks way too much. The thing is though, Hyacinth needs to spend SP if she wants consistent Aika uptime. So she's gonna want like Zhao Cho, who's completely SP positive, and Chibi, who's also SP positive. And this should be enough for a comfortable Hyacinth Acheron team. Cypher replaces Zhao Cho in some situations, right? Her damage is, at this point in version 4, I'm pretty sure she's just the best in slot in general because she does too much damage. But if you try to run like Acheron, Cypher, Tribi, and Hyacinth, you have no SP, bro. Hyacinth would end up worse because she's not getting enough energy by not spending enough skill points. So her performance is being hampered. And you'd rather just run Aventurine. Pretend this guy's Aventurine. So it's very interesting to me that we get 2 new best in slots for an Acheron team, but if you try to run the new sustained best in slot, you have to use Zhao Cho, who's an old best in slot. And if you try to run Cypher, generally you'll run Aventurine because it's too SP negative. You can still use Hyacinth, but it's gonna be worse than Aventurine and stack generation. That's really funny. Oh yeah, Silver Wolf too. I guess it's gonna be really funny if Cypher releases and Silver Wolf would just be the best in an Acheron team anyway. I also think it's kinda tragic that... I mean... I kinda liked the part that, you know, Cypher is not directly better than Mutsa or March 7th the Hunt. I kinda like that idea. But she does too much damage now where Mutsa just doesn't exist. Like, if you have Mutsa, it's not even comparable to it's not even comparable to a Cypher. Like, I guess if you want to manipulate taunt RNG and have ratio hit, but right now that's not too valuable. March 7th can still be used in APOC just for her insane toughness shredding, but yeah, her damage is minuscule compared to Fei Xiao, compared to Cypher. And Topaz is pretty much dead. There's no justifying Topaz at this point. Because even if you run SP positive Cypher, she's still gonna do more damage than Topaz and do better amping. It's really fucked up. Because for Cypher, it's not only that she has like a res decrease that's similar to Topaz. Her true damage scales off everyone in your party. So like if Robin does enough damage, that true damage is gonna scale much better. So it's just 40% res down, 30% true damage. Topaz is cooked. she's not Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here. What do you think of the lack of 4 stars coming out now? Even Archer is going to be a free 5 star. See, the thing with 5 stars and the thing with 4 star shortage and the overabundance of 5 stars is there really wouldn't be an issue if they keep giving free 5 stars every now and then. Like, who cares, right? At that point, who cares? But I don't know why they don't think they can just make 4 star. I guess, well, you know, greediness. I shouldn't say I'm ignorant to that, but I really wish there were more 4 stars, honestly. Like, it's very depressing that after 2.1 before 2.1 we got like a 4 star every patch. Now there's a... Yeah, we don't even get them now. Hi, do you think Cypher could be a good main DPS? Yeah. I mean, some people are saying that Cypher is a better DPS than Acheron. I don't believe that. Mostly because Acheron is so much better at AoE. Like, you cannot ignore this. You can't ignore this. Cypher is mostly blast and single target, so I don't believe that Acheron could get power crept by Cypher, in AoE especially. However, I can believe that Cypher would be better in single target. Because her multipliers in single target are pretty nice. But also she could run... Unlike Acheron, she could run Robin and Chibi and RMC all at the same time without any losses, while Acheron needs to use a Jiaocho. That's pretty much it. Like, for an Acheron team, you'd usually use, like, you know, Jiaocho, and then you can use harmonies. Like, Chibi and Robin are overtuned enough to replace a second Nihility. But I think Cypher should be capable enough as a main DPS. Is it comparable to Acheron? I don't think so, just because Acheron is AoE. Competitive with Fei Xiao? That's a little stretching it there, but, you know, I can see it somehow. Like, that, I can believe it, but I'm skeptical that that will be the case. I don't think she's gonna power creep Fei Xiao, but Cypher should be capable enough as a main DPS to clear. That's like Anaxa, pretty much, I think. But better, because, you know, Cypher fits in more team comps than Anaxa, I think. WUWA and HSR has the same issue with 4 stars. Keep printing more 5 stars even if they look bad. Scofier and Genshin look so underwhelming. What? No, Scofier looks broken as shit. I don't know what you're talking about. Escoffier is like... Escoffier to me is like what Shenhe would have been. It's not good for the balancing whatsoever. I'm not saying that. You know, Escoffier is a needed change. And I don't know, I think I need to redo my Hoyoverse theory video because very recently I feel like they started changing directions for every single one of their games. Because in HSR, I always kind of view it as, in that video also, in that video I tried to portray it as like the game of sweaty tryhards. Like, this is the game where you try to get your meta stuff in, and they're gonna make money off the fact that there's, you know, meta FOMO, but Genshin's starting to lean into that direction too. And Zenless has always been, you know, a game that's... In that video, Zenless was not old enough yet, and truth be told, it's still way too early for me to see what's going to happen with Zenless, but in Genshin, they're releasing Mavuika Mulani, and the Natlan characters are way too good compared to the other characters before that point. And in ZZZ, they are seeing the writing on the wall and are already gonna buff Ellen. It's not even been a year yet, and Ellen is gonna get buffed. I think that's a really bad sign for how the power creep's gonna go from that point forward. But, you know, the thing about character reworks and buffs is it's pretty necessary if you're gonna have a really wide roster. Like if every patch, like if you start off at like 4 characters and then one gets obsolete and then another gets obsolete after one patch, then reworks are gonna make it so that, you know, the character that's outdated gets, you know, patched again, and you know, this character gets outdated, and then, you know, rework this character, and then this gets outdated, and then rework this character, and you know, it's a revolving door of viable units. So I do, it's power creep is fine as long as they keep reworking characters. Like there, it becomes manageable as long as the pool of characters that remain viable are large enough. I don't think there's a problem with power creep or HP inflation, whatever you want to call it. But still, even with that kind of reworking system, it's not really a appealing sign of how power creep is handled in your game. Because you have to constantly keep fixing it, you know? Like, HP inflation is no doubt a fact if this keeps happening still. Ellen cosplay at 12k subs? I don't know if I can pull that off. I don't really have like a mean face. I'm a very... I don't know what to call my face. Like, I look very tired all the time. Like, I don't look very sharky, I suppose. Like, I'm not... The mean face is only the issue, not the rest of her. I mean, I kind of wear Ellen's stuff already, minus the skirt. I just wear pants. Like, I don't wear maid outfit though. I guess that's one, but Ellen's casual clothing, I've worn that since I was a student, so like, who cares? I'm not gonna wear the skirt, but you know, the uniform is fine. Like the upper part, I can do that. Like if I can do a male version of Ellen, sure, I could probably do that, but I don't have the mean face for it. Has Waveman done a face reveal yet? No. Not really. I don't plan on it either. Like, I'm pretty... I like my real life being very unassuming. I just like walking the streets and, you know, people just look at that guy like, oh, that's, you know. I like having a quiet life, let's say. Like, if I had the choice, if I could get the economy for this, I would just live in a mountain by myself. Like, really, yeah. I like having a quiet life. I don't really care about buffs if they're gonna keep raising the ceiling. I mean, I guess I'm the opposite. I don't really care about power creep. Like, power creep and HP inflation is not an issue as long as there's always a healthy enough pool of viable characters. The reason why power creep feels so bad is you can't use your characters anymore. If it's only a temporary thing and you don't feel like... if it's only a temporary thing and, you know, you only need to feel it for like 3 months before your character is back and running again, then who cares, right? But if your character is so bad that, you know, they're stuck like that, there's no rework, there's no change in sight, he's gonna be bad forever, then that feels bad. But if it's only like a temporary piece of pain, then people are gonna be like, okay, I'll just wait. I'll just wait, right? Like, you know, it's gonna come someday. We're gonna be back. You know what would be really funny is the next batch of rework characters have Topaz, and Topaz is gonna be the best face shell follow-up attack character again. Oh man, that would be so much. That would be so fun. Actually, let me switch to my starting screen. This fits the atmosphere more, right? I think the most likely for the next batch of... Okay, this should be a good video, right? Like, who do I think is gonna be the next batch of updated characters? Zila, definitely on the top of the list. Zila is pretty much just a multiplier problem. She doesn't really, like... Maybe upgrade how Resurgence works, because it doesn't work on boss multiple lives. That's pretty much it. Topaz, obviously. Because we can't let Cypher get away with that. I don't think... Well, I guess... Just on the principle that Fu Xuan kinda is now the worst limited sustain. She's still good, but like she's the worst out of the best. Like she's... It's like being the worst in the Olympics. You're still a world-class athlete, so... I think if you're gonna buff a sustain, it has to be Fu Xuan. Like, Luocha is fine, honestly, because his raw healing now has kind of a purpose, but... Well, I guess with Hyacinth, okay... Yeah, I think... Okay, it's either Luocha or Fu Xuan is gonna be the next sustain rework. Sparkle? Yeah, Sparkle. Definitely. I don't know what they're gonna do with Sparkle, though. It's just... The thing with Sparkle is that if you make her... If you update her advance... She's gonna make 0 AV clears possible, and I don't think they're hot on doing that. I think what they're gonna do with Sparkle if she does get reworked is to just give her like true damage or something based on skill point loss or something like that. Like update her buffs so that even if she doesn't double turn or like wait, no. Update Sparkle so that in practically every hyper carry team she's gonna be one of the best characters like with Sunday. Because I think I like the idea of Sparkle being the best character in the game if you have Sunday in the same team. Like, I think that's a good thing. Or maybe even Bronya. Like, that would be nice. Like, what would be really funny is if they gave Sparkle an Acheron trace, and if there's more Harmony units on the field, there's the main carry does more damage. That would be funny as hell. Like if there's 3 Harmonies on the field with Sparkle, your hyper carry can one-shot almost everything. That would be really funny. Argenti. I don't think Argenti really... Like, Argenti doesn't... Well... Argenti's role right now is kind of just being a Hurtabot, I guess, so... Or like a, you know, a very threshold reliant PF sweeper. I mean, I guess you can give him some numbers, like... Yeah, well, I guess that works, right? He doesn't need it, I think. Well, with an Noxa, I suppose. Yeah, okay, I guess Argenti can go too. So we got Argenti, Topaz, Zila. Argenti, Topaz, Zila. Luocha or Fushan. Yeah, I think that's fine. Argenti, Topaz, Luocha, Zila. Yeah, okay. That sounds like a fine list. Only 4 characters. I don't think they're gonna do too much. Imbiber to Lune? I guess so. I mean, there's a lot of image week right now, so he's kind of prospering, unironically. he's kind of kicking it right now. I've been seeing a lot of runs with Imbiber to Lune recently because of my day. That's funny. Black Swan needs buffs. Eh, I still hold the like my opinion on buffing DOT is it's really easy to buff DOT by just releasing a new support or a new sustain. Black Swan doesn't need to move at all. If you just give a sustain that buffs DOT so much, then it's fine. But like the only reason why Black Swan and Kafka are bad is because they don't have a dedicated slot to update them. Like even the Kafka rework kind of surprised me because the easiest way you could buff Kafka is to just make a new character and turn them into like a DOT support. It wouldn't break the game because DOT is so niche. Like who cares? It doesn't like they wouldn't be like a Tribi if they're so specific to DOT. Like it's really easy to buff DOT and just DOT specifically because they're so niche. So I was really surprised with Kafka's rework. She didn't really need one, she just needed new characters. Like let's say they made a DOT version of Acheron as like a 3rd slot. That's easy. Well, that's an easy, shoot up to the meta. Kafka and Black Swan are the best characters in the game again. If you make like a sustain that has their own DOT and also detonates DOT, that's actually also a really big DPS increase. Because running sustainless with DOT is a really bad idea most of the time. And so you're kind of forced to run sustain with DOT. And there isn't really a sustain that leans into DOT that much. Huohuo uses too much SP where it becomes a bother. And, the rest just don't give the appropriate buffs. So, like, if there was a DOT sustain, it's actually a significant upgrade. Kafka needs a buff while also needing a really good DOT teammate? No. Kafka scales off her teammates. So like, if she detonates a 100... She detonates like 100% of the original damage on her ult. So, the combination of the team, like, the team itself is doing the damage. Like, Kafka's damage by itself is not really significant. Like, even now, Kafka's damage isn't the majority, it's Black Swan. Especially if you add Zhao Cho into the mix, it gets really diluted. So, I really don't expect buffs at all. I didn't really expect buffs at all for Kafka. And for Black Swan, I'm not even expecting a rework at all. Just another 3rd slot DOT would be fine enough for them to get shot up into the meta again. And it's very likely that they will release a sustain that's purely dedicated to DOT that can do a 30% damage increase per DOT, which is pretty high. But it doesn't... The problem is it also doesn't solve the issue of DOT being really expensive. It's the only... Yeah, I guess so. It's the only it's the only team in the game where there's such a drop-off from their 4-star options. Like with Harmony units, you can even use RMC, who's free. With Super Break, you have HMC, who's free. And you usually have a Gallagher who's a significant upgrade to a Super Break team compared to other sustains. DOT has nothing. It's all premium options and the slots that they haven't fulfilled yet. And it's either a premium option or a slot that they haven't fulfilled yet. Aglaya without Sunday, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess it is that. Yeah, kind of like that. Aglaya without Sunday at least could use something. But in DOT's case, like, you have Kafka, Black Swan, Jiao Cho, and then the rest are so bad. Because they were before they started standardizing DOTs not being removable in Wave Start. Like, if they released a 4-star Kafka, I think we'd be fine. Like, if they released a 4-star 3rd slot DOT that actually has a debuff that has a DOT that doesn't get removed in PF and can buff DOT's damage enough to where it's a good kind of free-to-play thing, that would be cool too. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I think the direction of Star Rail is changed. Like, I think with the announcement of reworks, the announcement of the fact that there's no announcement of 4 stars leads me to believe that, well, we're gonna go in an era where you need a 5-star, and it's not gonna. If you pull a 5-star, you can stick with that 5-star for a long time, and if they start getting bad, we're gonna rework them so it doesn't become too obnoxious at some point. If you think that if you think that's good, then you know it's your prerogative. That's okay. I think it's fine, honestly. Like, I think the real issue with power creep is just characters being too obsolete that the favorite characters that you have just can't be run anymore. So if it only comes like, if it's not forever that a character is bad, then that's fine, you know? That's fine. We don't know how long it will take them in between batches of buffs. Yeah, we don't know yet. That's why I'm kind of saying if this is what's gonna happen. Like, if they average out to 1 updated unit every patch, then I think I'm satisfied with that. Or if they like keep a quota, like let's say their quota is that 40% of the roster can clear end game comfortably, while the rest are, you know, a bit struggling, then I don't think that's good. I think they should expand it to like 50 or 60. Ideally, it would be 90% of the roster, but you know, with the way things are going, I don't think that's gonna be. Well, maybe if they release like 4 character reworks and 3.4, yeah, 3.4, yeah. The first batch, and then the second batch is also 4 characters. The third batch is 4 characters. and then the fourth batch is one character, and then they just keep doing one character every patch, then I think that's good. Again, as long as the percentage is consistent, I think I'm fine with it, and as long as the percentage is high enough. I hope they buff 4 stars. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think they're gonna buff 4 stars ever, unfortunately. You're being way too optimistic, I know. That's just what I would do. If we put it in the realistic context of Hoyo, it would be like, these 4 reworks are amazing. And then half a year later, they do 2 reworks, and then suddenly there's no more reworks. Yeah, I don't even know if they're gonna update limited. I mean standard 5 stars. But yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, I've been in here for 1 hour. I need to go now. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, Wuthering Waves. I'm gonna be pulling Zanny. Hell yeah. Make sure you're all into that, by the way. I may be, for the first time ever, I may be wailing on stream. Because I don't have enough pulls for this. I need to pull Phoebe, Zanny, and Zanny's weapon. I'm cooked. I may have to wail on stream. I have enough money to do it. Thank you for the donations. But yeah, I think that's all. This PF was something for sure. I didn't even pay attention to it. I forgot already what it was, and yeah, I'll see if I can make an interesting clear in my free-to-play account. But yeah, that's it for the stream. I think I'm gonna go now.